In this video, we will show how a physician or an associate of a physician can schedule an activity for a patient. Scheduling the activity is very effective in the sense that it updates the calendar of the patient and physician. It also updates the calendar of any other participating person that is added as a participant, and also it updates the calendar of any participating device or location. This means if you are using the system in a hospital and you are going to use a device that is used by other physicians, scheduling an activity and adding the device or the operating room for that matter for this activity will block the slot and will not permit another physician to use the same resources. We will now see how we can schedule an activity for a patient departing from his Unified Medical File page or his wall page. In the central panel of the UMF page, we notice that next to the title of the sector, there is two icons in green. One is a capital A with a plus sign. This is for creating activities. And to its right, there is another one similar to it, but with a small clock under the A. This is the one that is used to schedule an activity. By clicking this icon, the system will take us in a more or less wizard that will create an activity. So let's click this and see what will happen. The first thing we will see is that we are taken to a screen that will permit us to select the activity template that we need to use for creating the activity. Now, supposing we have too many activity templates, we can definitely search for one, and then we will see only the matches for this string that we entered. Now, let's select the ESOP General and look for the activity template attribute that we have to edit before we proceed to creating or to scheduling of the activity. We notice that in this sector, we need definitely to make sure that the patient insurance is filled. We can change the facility where the activity is taking place, and we can change actually most of the attributes in this screen. Then we click next, and the wizard will move forward, and it will take us to a screen where we can set the date and time of the activity. Now we notice that today's date is the last one to the right side, so we can click on next and we can move to the next week, and here we can select our appointment at, for example, 2 p.m. and then we will have a confirmation for the time and the date that we have selected, and once we click OK, we see that this time and date is already set on the calendar here, but this is not yet finished. We have to click next and continue moving in the wizard, and then this will take us to the last screen for setting up this scheduled activity. And in this screen, we have the opportunity to add new persons who will participate in the activity, whether they are providers or nurses, and the same thing for any device that will be used in the activity or any location. When we are selecting the location, and if we are working in an organization, for all these items, we will be selected the items that are valid for the organization. In other words, if we are working in a hospital called Canadian Hospital, then when we are trying to add devices, we will be shown only the devices that are available in the Canadian Hospital. This will help the system to block those devices and those locations from being scheduled to be used for activities by other persons. Now, in order to finish the activity booking, the scheduling of this activity, we need to enter the PIN of the person who is scheduling the activity, and we will go to complete the action. Let's remember that we have scheduled the activity for Sunday, the 28th of February at 2 p.m. The reason I'm mentioning the date and time is that we will be taken to the landing page, but again, if we go to the patient wall, and now if we open the patient calendar, now we will see that if we move to the next week, we will see that we have a general ESOP that is booked on the 28th February at 2 p.m. to 3 p.m. For the patient. So this is how an activity is scheduled in this system.